foeders foudre. Very good beer, but it seems, I'm waiting for a third season, but it seems with less character. So I prefer to work with a smaller barrel, 400 and 500 liters.
And there are how many barrels at the new location?
About at the end of the season, we had a bit more than 1,600 full barrels. So 400, 500, 220. We have some 600, 2 fooders, about 1,600. In between 900 and 1,000 in this building, and a bit more than 600 in the other one.
And going back a little bit, how long did it take for your father and grandfather to teach you to blend lambic, which of course, I think you said is the most important part of the process?
If I remember well, I made my first blend a bit more than 20 years ago, 96, 97.
How long did it take for you?
I remember I was a bit stressed, because when you do it for the first time, you never know if you will do it in the right way. My father was here, so he tasted the final blend naturally. But how many times I don't remember when I begin to follow my father or my grandfather for tasting. You know, they are tasting lambic in the brewery, and hey kid, come on, you want to taste it? You taste it. It's a game. It's not you are not learning for a blend. It's a game. Do you want to taste it? Yes, you taste. That's it. That's and it's a way to do it.
And did your father tell you like soon after? Okay, you're doing fine and good blends.
Seems so.
Yeah. So you're definitely a lot more open to other, using different fruits and making a lot of different beers than he was. What did he say about that when you took over officially and you started to do more different things than him? Did he say anything? I mean, obviously you're in control, but did he think it would work or wouldn't work, or maybe he told you we'll see how that?
Like my father, I think the big majority of the old lambic brewers is a real old school guy, and so all those new things, mine and the other my colleagues are producing the same type of beers with new fruit and so on. He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
For him, and he's right. He's right. For him, it exists 2 beers, lambic and beers. That's it.
Yeah.
But for the rest, no. That's so he never told me that's a bad beer. I don't like it. But no, it's always I don't care.
Yeah. But he did himself start the big run, right?
Yeah.
The big
Saint Lamvinus and Fou Foune, it was not his idea. So Saint Lamvinus, the idea came from Pascal Delbecq. Pascal Delbecq was the owner, not the owner, the manager for Chateau Bel Air and Chateau Ozon in Saint-Emilion. So 2 of the most important chateaux in the Saint-Emilion area. And the idea to mix Merlot grapes and Cabernet Franc grapes from Bordeaux, from Saint-Emilion, with lambic was his idea. But my father follows him in this idea, and for the Fou Foune, it's also it's not my decades. It's still my father's decades, 90. The idea came from our friends René Jean and François Ribaud, winemaker in the Loire Valley, in the Côte-du-Rhône Valley, sorry. And the idea was to produce a local beer, but because Pascal Delbecq had already produced the Saint Lamvinus with Merlot grapes, they wanted to produce a beer with other things than other fruits than grapes, and that's why they choose the other emblematic fruit from the Loire Valley, the apricots.
Your father is a big wine lover, so he kind of made an exception for that one, I guess, that traditional.
He never tried to produce other grapes, Lambic, with other producers. So he's drinking those beers, so like the Aunis, like even the Vieille Belge, for example, which is for me the best example to mix Lambic world and wine world. My father loves Vin, but for him, no, it's not the best beer of the brewery made with wine. That's not so bad, but I prefer a goose.
So speak about the the kind of connection between Lambic and wine.
The connection is so it's an evidence. So we are producing beer, but we are working like winemaker. Our philosophy is closer to natural winemaker than all my colleagues producing beer. It's I can speak about beer with one of my colleagues, but if he produced lager or a top fermentation, finally we are not speaking about the same product. But when I'm speaking about wine, natural fermentation in the wine with a winemaker, we are speaking about the same type of stuff. And so for me it was an evidence to try to join, to link those two worlds. And also because Cantillon is taking part to wine events. We have a lot of friends in the wine world.
Do they ever make suggestions like this? You might try this grape or this with some of your beers to see if it works.
Time to time, but I always took my own decision. It's the tasting. They have to choose a new Lambic, so and they want to let me taste it.
We were talking about how you get inspiration for new beers like the wine.
Tu vas passer à la télé.
Je vais passer à la télé. Coucou la caméra.
C'est un quoi?
C'est à côté ici derrière, celui-là qui est à vider avec le signe asiatique. C'est pas trop bon. C'est bon? Ok.
Andiamo. No, we know a lot of winemakers, but when I decide to make a new experiment, I choose it myself and with the producer. It's so no one tells me, Jean, I will send you this type of grape. No, we have to speak about it. I have to feel it could be a good idea or not. But with the wine world, the sky is the limit. You know, it's we can make 20, 30 experiments a year. There is no end. But I like to work with people I know and people with the same philosophy, the same point of view. And like Cantina Giardino, so you tasted probably Cantina Giardino during the Brussels Beer Fest.
Yep.
Daniela and Antonio are beautiful people producing very good natural wines, and when you are going there in the wine area, in their house, there is a soul, a bit like in the brewery. and I love that. And I need that to decide if, yes, I can work with those people or not.
Ah. Tell us a story about des Aunis.
Aunis, Jean, it's Jean. No, it's a guy, I don't remember his name. Guillaume. Guillaume Joubert. Guillaume had a restaurant here in Brussels and imported wine from Olivier Lemasson. And I went there for a wine tasting at the restaurant. Olivier was there. I tasted his wine. We had a talk, and one of his wine was the poivre et sel. Poivre et sel, so pepper and salt. Made with Pineau d'Aunis, because Aunis develops some pepper aromas in the beer, but also in the wine. That's why the name of the wine, pepper and salt. And bonjour monsieur. And